Settle in, guys. This is gonna be a long one. Let's go into the consumer information. Alright, this wave is basically it's an X-Men wave. X-Men First Class came out this year, and I'm thinking Hasbro didn't have time to make enough. They didn't have time, or maybe the desire, to make action figures based on the movie. So we did get the X-Men First Class comic packs, and this whole wave is all X-Men related. First up, I got Cable. This Cable with the baby, I got it from my friend, the G-Man. He picked it up at Target, and he sold it to me for $10. So I got this guy for 10. That's with the baby. Google Gaga. The second Cable I got for $5 this week. When they had because Toys R Us has the 2 for $10.99 sale, so I was lucky enough to find this guy. Of course, he has no baby. This is the one that I'm gonna open for the review because of that. This one's gonna, in time, this one's gonna be the more sought after because it has the baby Hope. Baby Hope is limited to the first run of this wave of Marvel Universe. So if you have Baby Hope, if you have Cable with the Baby Hope, if you want to open it, but I would recommend you hold on and wait and see if you can get a Cable without the baby, because this one's more valuable than that one. I'm just saying. So this one cost about $5.50. I got Gladiator when he first came out at Target. Cost me a whopping $7.99, which is him and Wolverine are the peg warmers of the wave. Cable is one per case. So they're re-releasing him now with Thanos and Johnny Storm. So Gladiator was, in the original case, he was 2 per case. He's alright. Peg warmer. Target $7.99. The third guy of the wave is Cyclops. I got Cyclops at Toys R Us for $9.98. I was able to find them in one of my excursions to Toys R Us in Times Square. Apocalypse. Let me see. I got him at Target. Did I? Yeah, I got Apocalypse at Target for the low price of $7.99. Here he is, Apocalypse. And the last is Wolverine. This is the latest Wolverine that I got. The original one, the one that I already reviewed on this channel, I got from Target for $7.99. Since there were other Wolverines, him and Gladiator were warming the pegs, so I picked up a couple of these to put them on my eBay store. I paid $7.99 for the others, but this guy paid $5.50. So that's it for the consumer information. The bios. I already read this, I think, so we'll skip that. The history of Apocalypse. Somebody on the internet said that they're glad that Apocalypse didn't have his A on his belt. But I like, hey, it's Apocalypse. It's kinda there, but it's not. Um, to me, Apocalypse, I first knew of him from X-Men versus Street Fighter. He was the final boss. He was huge with the drill. And then eventually I got into comics to know more about him. And here we go. Born thousands of years ago, Apocalypse is the first mutant, and there is every likelihood that he will live to be the last. His natural powers are vast and are enhanced by the alien technology he has spent millennia bringing under his control. No other villain has so shaped the course of the X-Men as he has tested them again and again to ensure that only the strongest survive. Apocalypse's history with the X-Men is vast. He was the guy who turned Angel into Archangel. He's the guy who killed Cyclops or merged with him. Recently, he came back. He had his own age too. That was fun. Recently, he came back to the comic X-Force, Uncanny X-Force. He came back as a kid, and it's pretty cool because X-Force has to wonder, if the kid can change or if he's gonna grow up to be the same old Apocalypse. And now we get Cyclops. When he was first taken in as a member of the X-Men by Charles Xavier, Scott Summers didn't understand that he was being turned into a soldier and a leader of men. For years, he has commanded various teams, and now he finds himself in the position of leader of an entire species. He wears the mantle of leadership uneasily, but those who have fought alongside him longest trust their safety and success for him. Cyclops. I met Cyclops in X-Men Children of the Atom. And then in the cartoon, Cyclops is a weird character. He goes by the nickname Slim. Every time Jean dies, he turns into an emotional mess, even though she comes back. He got married. He's dating Emma Frost now. He's a big jerk. I want to use another word. And he's the uncool guy. He's the guy who, if there's a sign that says "Don't drink from the water fountain" and someone drinks from it, he'll be like, "Don't do that! Don't you see the sign?" He plays it by the rules. He's one of the first X-Men. He can't control his optic blast, but I like this design because it's Jim Lee's design, and it's the same design from X-Men Children of the Atom. So, right now, Cyclops. Someone said he was the leader of the X-Men. I always thought of him as the field commander. Xavier's the leader. But I don't know what Xavier's doing, but for now, Cyclops is in charge. Gladiator. The mighty Shi'ar Empire has many powerful servants, but the one whose power makes the very earth beneath his feet tremble, is the unstoppable Gladiator. Every victory renders him stronger. Every enemy vanquished hardens him further against wounding and pain. Across the Empire and beyond, the name of Gladiator inspires awe and terror. For wherever a plot against the Shi'ar takes root, the Gladiator will be there to destroy it. Gladiator showed up when Jean was about to turn into the Dark Phoenix. They brought her to the moon, I think, to judge her, the Shi'ar, and he showed up, and they fought, but then they lost, but Jean turned anyway. Showed up. I think he showed up in the cartoon. He's basically Superman, but the character, I don't know. He's known for his big mohawk. I like the design of his costume, but the mohawk I could do without. He's kind of like the Omax from DC. But I don't know what they were thinking when Hasbro thought of doing this guy. Maybe they're gonna make more of the Imperial Guard or Starjammers, but it's good to see that they're they're doing a character that hasn't been made into a Marvel Legend. And last, we get Cable. Cable has been a soldier for his entire life. For as long as he can remember, there has never been anything but the mission. With his powerful psychic abilities suppressed by a techno-organic virus, he devoted himself to perfecting his fighting skills. He has traveled across time, fighting wars in the blasted lands of an apocalyptic future, and battling alongside the X-Men in the present day. Cable. Cable, I like Cable. I don't like the costume that they decided to use for this figure. I would have rather they went with the double harness that he used in Marvel vs. Capcom. My first introduction to Cable was, I think it was around Onslaught, around that time, and I think around the Age of Apocalypse, the Legion quest. He's I like him. He's a cool character. He could have been as powerful as Jean Grey if not Apocalypse giving him the techno-organic virus. He has to use his mental powers to keep his arm in check. Unless if he doesn't, his arm unravels into a string of metal. He was the leader of X-Force and drawn by Liefeld. I really liked his comic run when Ian Churchill was drawing him. But Cable has a computer called the Professor. At least that's what I remember. And he can teleport. I think it's called a body slide. They don't call it a teleport. And his girlfriend is Domino, and he was also once the leader of a group called the Six Pack. But I would want them to make Domino, but forget the Six Pack. Alright, that's it for the history. And I guess let's touch on Baby Hope. After M-Day, after the Scarlet Witch decided to wipe out all the mutants, some of them stayed with powers. Hope was the first mutant born after that. So Bishop went crazy, I don't know why, and he wanted to kill the baby. So Cable took the baby, took her into the future, and raised her. The bad thing is she has red hair. Why does she have to have red hair if she's not descendant of Jean Grey? And we're gonna get a Marvel Legend of this kid with a big gun. And I think, please don't have psychic powers. I think she has psychic powers. I forgot to mention Cable is the son of Cyclops, of Scott Summers, and Madeline Pryor, a clone of Jean. He was infected by a techno-organic virus by Apocalypse and sent into the future where he could be cured. In the future, he met his sister and became part of a clan called Ascani. Then his sister sent him back to the past to help the X-Men. I don't remember why. Alright, so let's go over articulation. First up is the Scanny Son Cable, since he's number 7. I'm going to remove his accessories from him, which we shall see in the next segment. Now, Cable, he fits well on his base. He has a new kind of neck. It looks up and down and around. See? It's pretty cool. Has a mid-torso joint, but this harness kind of gets in the way, as you can see. This arm can go round, up, has a bicep swivel. He only has one point of articulation at the elbow and a wrist swivel. He has the same articulation on this side of his body, but his arm can't go all the way around because of this soft shield. He has a swivel waist, which is hidden by the belt. His legs can go up and back. Well, not back, just up. There is a die cut here. His leg has 2 points. His knee has 2 points of articulation. He has a boot cut swivel. And one of the best things of all, he has what people call a rocker ankle. His ankle can move side to side. And it also can move forward and back and around. Somewhat. Oh, not around. So that's it for Cable's articulation. Next up, the Wolverine. Alright, see his review for his articulation. Thank you very much. That's pretty easy. Wolverine was number 8. Number 9 is Apocalypse. Now Apocalypse is made with Juggernaut and Thanos' body. So he has the same points of articulation as Juggernaut. He has these soft shoulder pads which don't let his arm go around, and he also has these cables attached. It's pretty cool. The most bend you can get from his elbow is like this, but it's a 1 point. He has swivel wrist. It would look like he has a joint there, but he doesn't. He has swivel wrist. Has a mid-torso joint. No waist. Hey, I was just talking about this band on the Hulk. See that review. I guess it is the same body. Didn't notice that on the Juggernaut. His legs can move a bit forward. He has a die cut. It's kind of tough. I feel like if I force it, it's going to come off like Captain America's. This one's alright. Peg hips. Double joint knees. And big feet. So ball jointed ankles. Oh wait, rocker joints. So Apocalypse can take a mighty stance. You dare mess with Apocalypse and his lips? So that's pretty cool. Next up is Cyclops, the leader of the X-Men. Oh, this is an all-new body with new articulation. I've always wondered about the harness in the Children of the Atom game. He has like an H on the back, but in a lot of comics all they do is mirror the front. I don't know how that would work because this part would always be flopping on him unless there's something that keeps his belt hooked to his shoulder. But enough about his costume. His neck has a up and down joint, as you can see. He can move side to side. His arms can go all around. Has a bicep swivel, 1-point elbow. Do it. Swivel wrist. He has a mid-torso joint and a waist cut, swivel. His legs can move forward and a little back. He has a thigh cut, double jointed knees, and like his son, and like his son's infector, he has rocker ankles. So that's it for Cyclops. And last, we have Gladiator. Gladiator is a reuse of the Wrecking Crew, but he's pretty tall, as you can see next to Cyclops. So Gladiator, he has a ball jointed neck. Yes. And his arms can go around. It's a bicep swivel. 1 point of articulation elbow. Wrist swivel. Mid-torso joint. No waist joint. His legs can only go forward and out to the side. I think that's a peg hip. Most of the Marvel Universe have peg hips. Double jointed knees and ball jointed ankles for superhero-y fun. And a cape. So that's it for articulation. Accessories? Not a lot. Gladiator comes with his base, Gladiator number 11. Cyclops comes with his base, he's number 10. Apocalypse, number 9. Number 9. If you know the Beatles, you'll get that reference. Apocalypse just comes with his base. Wolverine, as in the previous review, just comes with the base. And Cable is 1 per case, comes with his base. So Cable comes with his base. The first batch came with Baby Hope. This, you could switch this around with the Baby Hope and place this one that doesn't have the baby. But it looks like for this edition, it's been fused. It's not a separate part, so it doesn't come off. He does come with a gun, which I'll show in detail. So Cable comes with this gun, which is pretty cool, and it's futuristic. There you go. And it fits in his holster. Right, yeah. He also comes with this futuristic rifle. He comes with this futuristic rifle. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. There's a hole in the side here, and that's because it plugs into cables back right here. See the shape of the hole? So that's a cool method to keep your weapons together. And finally he comes with this lance. Looks like if it cuts you, you'd get tetanus. So don't mess with cable, or you'll get tetanus. If you don't know what tetanus is, look it up. So that's it for accessories. Right cable, right toe. Alright, so now we'll get into the head sculpt. Since cable's the last, he goes first. I like the head sculpt. It's pretty cool. But there's two kinds of cable, in my opinion. There's the cable with the entradas, like when there's the cable that looks like he's balding, and then there's the cable with the full head of hair. This cable looks like he's probably balding. I don't know what that's called, male pattern baldness. So that's Cable's head sculpt. Pretty cool. And then you got Wolverine's. You have to look carefully for slop on the mask when you pick up this Wolverine. It's pretty cool. Then you got Apocalypse and his lips. The mean Mama Jamma. With his red eyes and his purple stare. It's a weird widow's peak. He has a distinct looking face, but when you see him, you know it's Apocalypse. The best head sculpt of the line for me is Cyclops. You got that square jaw. He looks like he jumped right out of the video game. This one that I got, he has some slop on the bottom of his mask. But it's not so noticeable. So that's Cyclops. And last, for head sculpts, we got Gladiator with his Omac mohawk. The thing about these blue guys, I noticed this on Archangel and on Gladiator, is sometimes the wash will rub, and you have to look carefully. The Gladiator that I opened has good eyes, but one that I have, when his eye is like drooping. They're pretty cool. They're his gold eyes, but when I pick out my action figures, I always look at the face. They could have slop on their costume, or something could be wrong with their arm, or something. But to me, as an artist, it's the face that matters. And I guess this is the best I could get. So that's it for faces. Alright, so what is my final verdict on this wave? It's a good wave. If you're an X-Men fan, you want to get them all. Looking at the whole group like this, I love Cyclops. I like Wolverine. Cable, and I do like Gladiator because he is comic accurate. Apocalypse, he's cool because he's big and bulky. Like my favorite is Jim Lee's Cyclops. My least favorite in terms of look is Cable. Like I said before, I wish he would have had like the H harness with the two X's on his chest. It's a costume he wore a while back, but I guess since he does come with Baby Hope, they have to give him the costume that he had. Wait, with the baby. This wave is, I think it's hard to find for now. Just like the World War Hulk wave with the Captain Marvel, Spider-Woman, it came out at the end of the year, but by the beginning of the year it started to show up more in Toys R Us's and a bit in Target. Some of those figures from that wave are showing up with this one, and now they thrown Thanos into the mix, and the Johnny Storm. I think it's Nova Johnny Storm into this revision case. Good luck finding them if you want them. I hope that in the future they become easier to find for other customers. I believe I have a lot of luck because I live in New York and I have more stores, but my friend, like it's 1985, I think he lives in Wisconsin. So he doesn't have as much options. So depending on where you are, you have options to find these. If you live in a place where there's not so many stores, then it becomes frustrating. But I hope Hasbro listens to the pleas of the fans and gets these figures out, even if it's like next year, like they were doing with the older figures, which is a move that I applaud Hasbro for. Bravo, whoever you are. Do I recommend getting these? Yes. If you're a Marvel Universe collector, yes. If you need them all, yeah. Some people, I'm sorry. Some people can live without having all of the collection. I can live without having all of the collection, but if I do find them, I'll pick them up. Like for a while when I was into Marvel Legends, I was looking for the Captain Marvel variant, his son, I think it's Genus. I couldn't find it. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna go to eBay and start eBaying him. If I can't find it, I could do without. If I can find it, then good. Like these guys, I found them all. So that's it for my review. I hope this is informative. I hope it helps you make your decision on on whether to buy these or not. And thank you for visiting my channel. Good luck out there. X-Men, engage!